Hey, it's just so Trish, and today I'm going to walk you through how I assign our work. So, just so you know, this is using the ACE, Accelerated Christian Education. I am not using the gold cards. It is a self-paced curriculum, so it goes at their pace. So, let's get started. One of the things I've started doing is actually, instead of using the gold cards, I am using this like junior notebook. I kind of touched on that in one of my weekly vlogs for our homeschooling. It's just nothing more than a grid. I give each one 3 lines, except for Bible I give it 2, and then that leaves me 4 lines at the bottom for any notes. So this week we actually didn't do any formal school on Monday. We kind of left it to a life learning. And then Tuesday, this is what I assigned. Okay, thing to note is that although I assign it, sometimes it doesn't all get done. So I will go back and check what they worked on and I will highlight it. So this is getting today started. So one of the things I haven't written in here is she is working on the Magic Tree House. So in the bottom corner, I write the book they're reading, so then I can keep track of the chapters that are getting done. So the very first thing is math. She actually has a test today. I assigned it yesterday, but I forgot to give it to her. So one of the tricks I do, this is my Homeschool Notebook that I use. I got a lot of the ideas from Andrea Mills. In fact, most of the way that I've learned and been trained to use the ACE curriculum has been through Andrea Mills. She has been a godsend when it comes to using ACE. Just little tips and tricks kind of deal, from her being an experienced student with it, for her being a supervisor in a school with it, and for her homeschooling her kids. She has amazing ways that she handles and organizes it. So just like this, I got this idea from Andrea Mills. So this is their sticker chart, where this is what their entire year's curriculum. So when I have a test, I stick it back here because they know that they have a test to do that day and they know they can find it in there. So then in this one, I will write the book that we're working on, and that's just my preference. So she's doing 1025 and she has a test right there. So that's the first thing I put in, test. All right, so the next one's English. It is all here in her notebook. Sometimes I have to flip things I keep in. She has been really rough, but I give them a monthly schedule. She has a pen. We have the Bible verses we're memorizing, and then we use these to hold our planners. What I really like is, in the past I've tried to use them using Christian Light Education, but Christian Light Education is sometimes 60 pages, and with it being such a heavy workbook, because there's only 10 of them, they would deform and destroy these. They're just not sturdy enough to handle. I think so far a pace has been maybe 40 pages, and it's light enough that this is not a big deal. Not nearly as thick as a Christian Light Education. All right, so I'm going to go, and I tend to put mine in the order that I really want them to work on their stuff. So I like English to be next, so I just kind of flip to English. And I just double check to see what her day looks like. You know, so she got done, she was finished with page 7. So then I just kind of take a look and I see, like, if there's a lot of writing, I tend to do less pages. If there just is not a lot of writing, I'll stick to, there's not a lot of writing, I'll give them a few more. So like on this one, she's 3rd grade. This is yes, no. So this is a very relaxed page. The following page is copying and writing. So writing 2 sentences. I think this is write a sentence about the picture, and then this is write 2 sentences about the picture. So I know that this would be enough for her and what she's doing, especially with, you know, there's going to be more writing the next day, so we'll stick to 3 pages. So then I will assign book 1026, pages 8 through 10. All right. So next one is literature and writing. So here we go. So this is the literature and writing. Yesterday she did not get, she got a good part of this done. She just didn't get the page 25. So I'd wanted her to get page 25, and she did not finish page 24. So she probably got very frustrated and kind of shut down a little bit. And we ended up having a crazy afternoon, so she just didn't get back to it. So I'm going to reassign her. I'm going to reassign her the pages that she didn't finish, 1025. So she's going to do pages 24 through 25. And then I'm going to do it on another assignment as a self-test. Okay, so I did those actually as two separate options. So here's 24 and 25, and then 26 and 27 is the self-test. And I did that as a separate option. Is that right? Yeah. As a separate option, just so that we can highlight that if she doesn't get to the self-test. So the self-test is almost optional. But, you know, I'm encouraging her to do it nonetheless. All right, so that was literature and writing. ACE does spelling through word building. So on her word building, she did get this done. You know, a lot of this is just learning and writing them. I really like the word building, I'm not gonna lie. So today's going to be a lot of writing, of copying, and then not only, you know, working on learning. This is one of the reasons I do like the word building program, is you're learning est. So you're practicing the fact that it's est, this word family. So then they have you study and analyze by, you just copy it, and you're realizing that, look, not only can I spell west, I can spell best, rest, chest, hest, jest, blessed, vest, lest, nest. So they work on that aspect. So you're getting a lot more than just, here you go. All right, so I'm going to give her, a lot of times I will just take a look, and when we get one of these check pages, that's where we'll stop. So this check page was for 3 pages. I'll just assign her 3 pages. So book 1026. Next one is science. Uh-oh, does she not have a science book? Science. She did the self-test on science, so that means I need to get the science test. All right, so I keep my test in here. When I assign them a new book, I pull the test out and I just move it to their section. So this will begin their section. Here's the tab I have. It is just a page protector, and then like we have all the ones where I have to track. So science is a test. Pull them all out. Okay, so then I will write book 1025, give her a little spot to check off test. See that? And I'll put the name and date today. So 1026, put her name, Lottie. I used to not write names on things. But I did. I just didn't write names on things because I'm like, oh, I know whose work that is. 6 kids homeschooling. Yeah, you soon forget. So, just like the other ones, her other test, I slide that in there, and she knows the look there for her test. Okay. Her next one is social studies. She did not get past page 2 on social studies. So I am then going to and I gave her 6 pages. I'm going to go ahead and just finish out that. So she is going to do book 1026, pages 3 through 6. All right, and then the last one is Bible. Here is the Bible, 15 through 16. I will not lie, she's very good with the Bible, with her Bible knowledge, except these are hard. So you really have to understand what you read to answer the questions. You can't just go find that sentence. One of the things I try to get them to do is to highlight the question as they see it. You know, highlight the content that answers their question, just so they can go back and see it, but they don't always do that. So I am going to reassign what she had last time. One of the things I do, if they don't do any of that subject, I circle it. And I circle it as a visual reminder of like, oh, you didn't do any of that. And I can kind of see if there's a subject they're trying to avoid. And that's my way of doing it. So I'll put everything back in. I will give them this, and they know what to do. Now, I am not laying out by the week because I have found that to be very unsuccessful in all of my years homeschooling my kids. I would tell you, I would love to sit here and write what I want from them. At the end of the week, it is a mess. And then they have become very discouraged because they didn't feel like they feel like they're falling behind, and they don't feel like they can catch up. They don't feel like they can achieve. So, I do this, and then I highlight. I try to do this at night, but last night got busy, and so this is what I have today. So I already know she did this, and she'll check it off. And then I try to come back at noon and at 2 o'clock and just go over what they got done. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this plan with me assigning my kids schoolwork today. We are using strictly ACE curriculum this year because I figured the best way to give it a try is to do all of it. And I have to say, I am a curriculum swapper. 7 weeks into homeschooling, I have already thought about jumping ship on curriculum. And the biggest reason I haven't is when I looked at our curriculum, I took a look and said, you know, what would I want to delete to bring some cool stuff I found? And when I went in to look at what I'd have to take away, I was not satisfied at taking that away. I wanted to keep it, and I seen the value of it. And that's what kind of said, you know what, Mama, don't jump the curriculum ship. This is good. So there you go. I hope this helps. If you are doing ACE or considering, if you have any questions about the curriculum, if you have any questions about anything I'm doing and would like to see another video, let me know in the comments. So we will talk to you later. Peace out.